Hello and welcome. So this is a 2 week ahead reading, starting for the week starting of June 1st and moving towards or through June 14th. So for the first 2 weeks of June. Normally I do once weekly readings, but I will be traveling the first 2 weeks of June and unable to be able to do a reading in real time for that second week of June. So I have already pulled the runes and the card that are our medicine for the first 2 weeks of June. I'm about to share them with you in a second. And the intention for this reading is that this energy is for us to be with for the first 2 weeks of June. So you can come back to this reading, a couple of times if you want to, just to remind yourself of the energy of the messages of the greater energetic read, collective read for our first 2 weeks of June. I am not bringing any astrology into this particular reading. I'm not super well versed on the astrology happening in June. It is a month that I have intentionally not looked deep into, and I have personally decided I don't want to know too much about it. As I'm traveling, I actually like to go into these kind of voyages when I can, not knowing a ton about the energy of what's happening, so that I can just be super intuitively connected to the energy and not have any of the mind stuff going on as to what's happening in the sky. So I am not bringing any astrology into this week or 2 week ahead reading, as it were. I am just going to share with you the runes that I have pulled that have come forward to guide us to the first 2 weeks of June, and the animal card that has come forward to guide us for the first 2 weeks of June. As always, the intention for this reading is that if this has found you and you feel resonant with it, this is for you. Because I am reading on a collective level, my intention is always just what is the collective energy, what's the collective guidance, because I can't tap into deep individual things when this is such a collective reading. So yeah, see how the energy, the medicine fits in your life, in your journey. I'm actually going to start today with our animal card. So the card that came forward from the animal medicine deck is dog. And dog practically flew out of the deck. So like strong energy with dog. Dog did actually come out reversed as well. So I'm going to tell you what dog is about upright, and then I'm going to give you the reversed interpretation as well, so that you can kind of compare and contrast the messages that dog has according to this animal deck. And I actually think the contrary position is so beautifully on point, but I want to give you all of it. So dog it represents loyalty. And this makes sense, right? I mean, dogs are often called man's best friend. Very likely, if you're watching this, that you have a dog, or you have had a dog, or that you know someone who has a dog, or you have a relationship with some kind with a dog. I mean, so many of us, maybe the majority of us, have some kind of relationship with dog in our real, like, normal daily 3D life, right? So some of the other animals that come forward in these readings, we're not necessarily like seeing on a daily basis, right? If I like pulled buffalo or bison, our tiger, most of us are not having a daily relationship or even a weekly relationship with a bison, or with a tiger, or with a big cat of any kind, any of these more predator animals. But dog, many of us are having daily or consistent in some way relationships with dogs. So there's a really deep, like, grounded 3D daily life human medicine to dog coming forward. And so loyalty is the energy of dog. Dogs have this deep loyalty. They have this deep and compassionate understanding of human shortcomings. They have deep loyalty to their human partners, or their human, like, people. And dog medicine asks you to look at how readily your sense of loyalty is countermanded by your need for approval. You may want to consider, have I recently forgotten that I owe my allegiance to my personal truth in life? Is it possible that gossip or the opinion of others have jaded my loyalty to a certain friend or group or whatever it might be? Have I denied or ignored someone who is trying to be my loyal friend? And have I been loyal and true to my goals? So dog medicine basically invites us to look at our sense of loyalty to ourselves and to those in our life. Are we showing up with the with deep, grounded, loving loyalty to ourselves, to our personal truths, to our missions, paths, whatever it might be, and to the people in our life who are our loyal friends, our loyal family or supporters or group, community, whatever aspect of your life this might be relevant to. Are you showing up with loyalty and trust and good faith in your greater relationships as well? The contrary position of dog may be telling you that you have become critical or mean due to the company you are keeping. The reversal of dog medicine could also imply it is time to stop cowering with fear and time to begin to tackle the adversaries of your confidence. So have you become critical or mean due to the company you're keeping? Or is it time to stop cowering with fear and start showing up and like holding your power against whatever is trying to tear down your confidence? The key is to realize that these are not external enemies, but thought forms in your own mind which tell you are not worthy of loyalty, either to yourself or others. So even if there are things in the physical world that are like adversaries, if you're not standing up to it, what within you is telling you you're not worthy of standing up to it and having things be different? So this is not denying the reality that there could be physical adversaries, but if you're not standing up to it, why? Why are you not standing up to it? That's what it's asking you to examine. You may want to examine patterns of disloyalty in your life. For example, do you pass on gossip? Do you not speak up when someone else is rumor mongering? Do you make jokes that belittle others? Do you refuse to return kindness? These are characteristics of fear, and particularly of a fear that is common to the human family, the fear of not belonging or of not being approved of. Is the fear of not belonging or not being approved of running your life in some way? That fear deeply impacting you. Reclaim the power of loyalty to self and self-truths. Become like dog, your own best friend. So there is this internal, like, meet yourself, bring love to yourself, bring loyalty to yourself, that dog medicine is asking us the first 2 weeks of June, especially because it came out reversed first. So be aware. Are you becoming critical or mean based on company you are keeping? Are you cowering in fear? And it's time to come back into that self-love, self-power, self-loyalty, and meet what is making you fearful. Meet it head on. How can you meet it head on in your power? And how can you also perhaps you need to work on that like inner self-love, self-connection, becoming your own best friend, right? Loyalty to self and self-truths. Releasing yourself from the shackles of the fear of not belonging or not being approved of. That fear can hold us so deep. The fear of not belonging, the fear of not being approved of, that can hold us. That can keep us stuck. What will happen? What if people don't like me if I do this, if I change this, if I change that? What if they don't? Would you rather not be liked or be in the same place that's making you miserable, right? I'd rather not be liked. And yet that's easier to say than to do, right? So it's easy to say, well, I'd rather, whatever. I don't have to be approved of or belong if people don't want to approve of or belong of me. But can you actually walk that? Can you actually walk that? And that is what dog is asking us to get comfortable with in the first 2 weeks of June. So something may come up in your life where you're like, I've got to stick to my guns here. I've got to actually stick to my own personal truth. I've got to stay loyal to my personal energy, my personal truth and knowing. And that might piss people off. And can I be okay with that? Because what is true for me, what is important for me, I have to live with that. I have to follow that, and that's more important than being held back by things outside of me that cause me fear. Fear isn't what makes us grow. Fear isn't what helps us deepen our becoming, deepen our being in self, right? Loyalty to self, loyalty to truth, loyalty to those who are loyal to us. That That's what moves the needle. So there's something about that that's going to potentially be important, or a lesson, or a something that we embody, or we're asked to embody these first 2 weeks of June. Okay, then here are my runes. I've got 3 runes for you for the first 2 weeks of June. The first is Berkana. This is the rune of unconditional motherly love. This is the rune of, like, well, you know, we got self-love and self-loyalty with dog, and so then we have this other aspect of love and loyalty. This is the love that we all innately receive from the Divine Mother, from Spirit, from Earth, from our connection to life, right? This is divine, nurturing love. Are you receiving that love? Are you giving that love to others, right? We give and receive this love. Are you connected into the flow of this love from the earth around you? From your connection to the cosmos, to God or goddess or spirit, or however you conceptualize of the divine. This is divine, deep love. Love, love, love. Love is important. Being filled and nurtured by love. Do you feel worthy of love? Do you feel worthy of staying true to, loyal to your own love, to your own self? It's another thing Dog asks us. Stay loyal to yourself. Stay loyal to the love that you are here to receive. You are worthy of that love. First 2 weeks of June ask you to actually receive that. It can be really hard to receive that kind of love, that like deep, nurturing, like, you deserve this, mother, universe, God, goddess love. Love from life itself. That can be so hard to receive, because so often we have these stories about how we're not worthy of it. First 2 weeks of June are like, you're worthy of it, but you've got to allow yourself to receive it. So receive it every day. Here's a practice I love. Every day, sit with yourself and imagine yourself, visualize yourself being connected to Mother Earth, maybe to Mother Stars, to the Milky Way, whichever you prefer, and being filled with love, inviting in the energy of love, of unconditional love from the divine to fill you. Inviting that to fill you, meditating on that unconditional love filling you for 2, 3, 5 minutes a day. Practice that in June. Practice that. Yep, as soon as you see this, start practicing that. Then we have Ansus. This is a rune of knowledge, wisdom, intuition. The answers are coming. Love is here, and the answers are coming. They're here. But the answers, you have to be quiet enough to listen to them. They may come from inside you. They may come from wisdom around you, knowledge around you. The answers are here. You have to listen. Be ready to receive them. There's something about like the love and the answers that feel interconnected in this read. Can you receive the love? Can you receive the wisdom, the answers, the intuition that you have been asking for? The guidance, the knowing that you have been asking for, can you receive it? And the way that you're going to learn to receive it is by receiving the love. And then that brings us Jera, harvest, abundance, fortunate energy. But to get there, you've got to receive the love. You've got to let yourself receive the love. You have to examine, why am I not letting myself receive that love, staying loyal to self? Receive the love. There's your answers and intuition. There's the harvest, the abundance, the thing you've been waiting for. Whatever that is. Maybe you don't know. Maybe it's just, there's something that's coming. Maybe you've felt something's coming, but I don't know what it is or where it comes from. Here you go. Receive the love. Receive the love. This is the start. Berkana. Love for self. Allowing yourself to receive the love and nurturing from all that is. And listening for the answers that holds for you. And allowing those answers to open up your Jera, your harvest, your abundance. And there we go. And there we go. This feels like a really beautiful, deep, nurturing 2 weeks, the first 2 weeks of June. And that's my wish for you, is that they are 2 weeks of beautiful, loving, heart-centered, nurturing energy. Be with the love. Be with the love, be with the love, be with the love. If you want support meditations that help support connecting you into the flow of love and the flow of life, then I will link in the show notes my shamanic biomagnetism healing course. These are energy healings using distance, energetic biomagnetism, and shamanic energy healing. And there's, oh my goodness, there must be somewhere between 50 and 60 healings in there. I just added a bunch of new ones as well. It's a one-time purchase, and I add healings over time. And so it's an ever-growing library. And there are healings in there that are about supporting you and coming back into that connection and flow with love, and with many other things as well, but there is love in there. So if you're wanting some kind of support, something to tap into, that's a resource that I will have linked for you. But know that you can always just call in love and allow it to saturate you, allow yourself to sit in it and receive it and receive it and receive it and stay with it and just allow that to come forward for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you as always for joining me. I hope this is helpful. I hope this supports you as we start June, and I will be back the week of June 15th with another reading. All right. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is.